Peace, peace. Take these. Maybe I can keep the headphones in. I'm not sure. What's good, y'all? Hopefully this doesn't fall. Wind is blowing out here. Hopefully y'all can hear me, man. Hope everybody's doing good. Another day, another dollar. You know what I'm saying? I came out here to the wildlife reserve. It's mostly birds, but it's near the coast. So y'all can see it near the water. I just come out here to chill and relax. I got people following me now. Look at this. This one is crazy. It's kind of creepy. Chosen ones, be careful, man. Chosen ones, be careful. All right. This is for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only. All right. I'm about to tell y'all some stuff. All right. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it for what it is. All right. Take it for what it is. Just like The Simpsons gave y'all that predictive programming, right? I don't know who this guy is, because as soon as I come outside, I come over here like everybody starts walking over here. I don't understand that. It is what it is. This is a free country and this is a public place. So there was nobody out here. But as soon as I come out here, like everybody start walking out here. All right. But just like The Simpsons gave you the predictive programming, telling you that people in power were really aliens. Keep that in mind, right? This is why television has been so influential, right? I know my conspiracy theory people would be like, if you break down television, it sounds like telling lies to your vision, right? That's why I say to use discernment at this time. Use discernment, right? I listen to the brothers that be talking, sharing the scriptures, and I think it's positive. I'm not mad at none of these guys, all right? I don't want y'all to think I'm mad at anybody. At anybody, I'm not mad at them, all right? Some of their videos I actually post, all right? I think some of them are very, very genuine with what they do. A lot of them probably changed their life, right? And they're seeking the Most High. They're seeking the Heavenly Father in the times that we're in. I think that people had different alarm clocks to wake them up at different times, right? Because we were in the quote-unquote world taking part in things that weren't good for us, right? Like once upon a time, I'm not gonna lie to you, I used to smoke cigarettes. I picked up the habit of smoking cigarettes, all right? And I regret it. If I could go back in time, I would have never picked up any cigarettes or no tobacco, right? But I kicked the habit, all right? I kicked it, all right? When I see people smoke now, does a sensation come to me? I'm like, yeah, but then as soon as I smell it, I'm like, my God, like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, because I'm like, I remember, like, my clothes smelling like cigarettes, or my clothes, or even my skin. Even the smell was coming out of my pores, how much I was smoking. All right? But people change their lives because people are waking up. People are waking up to what's going on. All right? And just like I heard a brother say when he said John chapter 7 verse 24 is real. You're going to have to use discernment. Listen, when it comes to this good versus evil, or the good versus the wicked, it is not so much a physical thing, it's more of a spiritual thing. Right? Because you're going to have people that are good, righteous people that come in all shades, colors, genders, whatever. All right? And you're going to have unrighteous people that look like all different colors, shades, genders, whatever. All right? And I know it's playing out like a movie, but this is how the Most High set it up. This is how the Most High set it up. Because when I experience my own life, it feels like a movie to me. I'd be like, this is crazy. I got these daggone wasps. Man, get away from me. I don't like bees and wasps, man. Yeah, but when I look at my own life, man, it feels like a movie. Like I said, it's weird to me. Like certain people, like in my family that I don't talk to anymore, they might be mad at me because I don't want them to be in my life, right? Because I said to you, water and oil don't mix, right? And I've come to the conclusion after awaking that certain people in my family weren't righteous, right? And I didn't want to be around that anymore. I didn't want to be around that type of that energy anymore, right? So these spirits or the entities or anything that's attached to them, right? They're mad at me because I don't want to be amongst them anymore, right? Because they weren't living a righteous life. So I don't want to be around that, right? And the Bible, the good book also says that this world was given to the wicked, the unrighteous. So we understand why things are not balanced on the planet, right? We see now why it seems as though the wicked is winning, in a sense, right? You hear about PDF stuff going on, children unaliving, children going missing, right? You see the influence of unrighteous living all the time. It is promoted, right? Being a good person is not cool, right? Women like the bad boys and not good guys. Good guys finish last because this world has been placed under the influence of the wicked. Hopefully my phone don't fall. Windy out here. Hopefully y'all can hear me. All right? So that's the game. So us as righteous people, we have to do our best to stay righteous, not to be influenced by the unrighteous and the wicked, right? Because they're trying to influence us to live an ungodly life before the Most High. Because, like I said, the way that the Most High plays this thing out, right? That these entities are amongst us, not just only to tempt us, right, or to bother us or try to take our lives, right, but they're amongst us to show us what unrighteousness looks like, right? What an ungodly life looks like. And I have to say this to you: what you see physically is happening spiritually. You're going to see these people deform. You're seeing them deform now, right? It's not going to be long before they can't hide of who they are, what they are. All right? You're going to see them for what they are. It's going to be kind of bugged out, but it's real. You're going to see them for what they are. They can't hide. All right? There was some gentleman over there talking. Hopefully that stuff didn't pick up, and hopefully the Bluetooth I got drowned them out. But you have Nephilim. right? And like I said, these ungodly spirits, they walk amongst us. They it's like I said, it's the unrighteous and the righteous, right? It's the unrighteous and the righteous. This is how the Most High plays it out. That these once tormented spirits that did not have bodies, now they have bodies. They use clones. Now they can utilize those clones as bodies to walk the earth. So they can do things that they did when they were on the earth before. They can be unaliving people. They can consume narcotics. Right? They can engage in promiscuousness. They can engage in intimacy that is not righteous before the Most High. These certain lifestyles that is promoted, right? And as I say, the hands, the world was placed into the hands of the unrighteous, of the wicked. That's why being a good person is not promoted, is not seen as positive, right? To the chosen ones, to the people that are righteous, this is not our home. This third dimensional realm is not our home. But going back to my main point, just like The Simpsons was telling you about these people being aliens, it's a strong possibility that these people are wearing masks. People are not who they say they are, because these things could be very, very real. It is a big coup going on. All right, it's a big coup. This is what the new world order thing is, and just like how the Bible is playing out, these low vibrating spirits, entities, Nephilim, fallen angels, aliens, whatever you want to call them, demons, right? They know they have but a short time, so they're trying to speed stuff up. So through the predictive programming, just like your Matrix, right, and all these other futuristic movies, they give you this setting of the future, that the future is so messed up because they want things to be messed up. They want this world to be a living hell. They want you to suffer. They're miserable. Like I said, they're not going to ascend. So that's why they will glorify this world as though they're on top of you. Look at my mansion. Because they're not going to any mansions in the next dimension. You understand? They're not going to see the luxuries in the next dimension because they're not ascending. So to them, this is their heaven now, right? But you can see this is not heaven, right? There's trash, there's filth. Some places are filthy, some places are trash, right? But what it is that they put themselves in these luxurious situations to give the impression like they're living in heaven and you're living in hell, by putting you in the slums, the poorest neighborhoods, the poorest sections of town, right? And then they'll glorify themselves as though you should be worshiping them. Look at my car, look at what I have, look at the house that I live in. Ray. Because they're not going to ascend. I hope I'm making sense. They're not going to ascend. So they're trying to make their life here as close to heaven as what they may think or, I don't know, probably miss. Because remember, these are fallen angels now. So they know what the heavens was like. Right? They know what the heavens was like. So that is why when they were banished to earth, they tried to build this place up like it was the heavens. Look at the Vatican. Look at the concept of castles and things of that nature. Where do you think they got that from? Right? Your big political buildings and all of that stuff. Where do you think they got that from? So they're trying to make themselves. So we have but a short time before certain things happen. The gentleman, like I said to you, I looked into his eyes, and this is going back to the scripture of John 7, verse 24. People that are human, people that have a soul, to the chosen ones, you're going to have to use discernment, right? Because they're getting aggressive with me, right? So I guess the time is getting shorter. Because this guy, he tried to kill me yesterday. He tried to unalive me, right? He literally tried to run me over. Because where I'm going to explain it real quick. Where I was in the road, I was in the bike lane, right? And I'm going with the traffic going this way, all right? I don't know the east and west and north, south. I'm not doing all that. I was going this way, going with the traffic, right? Now the bike lane that I'm in, that bike lane ended, right? So when I got to the end of the bike lane, what I was trying to do was get to the sidewalk across the street, right? So I was observing the traffic, and there was no traffic coming the opposite direction. So I figured, okay, I could just cut across real quick. Now I seen his truck. His truck was coming out of the parking lot across the street, right? So if I can explain it, I'm over here. This is his car. He's coming out to make a left turn, go this way, right? But keep in mind, I seen him, right? Now, the way this road is set up, there is the lane for the traffic going this way. There's a middle lane for people making turns, going into the different streets or parking lots or whatever the case may be. And then there's the opposite. Then there's the opposite direction lane for traffic going this way. So there's three lanes. Right? And we all know the rules of traffic. When there's a solid line, you're not supposed to cross it. Like if you see a bike lane, it's visual by a solid line, right? And it says bike lane. So that's the line. That's the lane that bikes stay in, right? So it is, you can say, protected by a solid line. So you're not supposed to break that solid line. And that is one of the rules in driving traffic, right? Now, when the lines are broken, right, when you see parts in the line, that means that you get opportunity to cross over into that to make a turn or whatever the case may be. Right? So I'm in the lane where there's broken lines, right? Or gaps in the line. He comes out of the parking lot, and instead of making a turn, like he sees me, I know he's seen me. Instead of making the turn to go into the lane of the traffic, he cuts directly across into the middle lane, because I was in the middle lane at that point, right? Because I seen him, but once again, he didn't have any indicator on or anything, right? But he just turned out. But then he sped up his engine. Once he seen me go into the middle lane, he sped up his engine to try and hit me, right? And luckily, I jumped out of the way. I'm like, whoa! And then he knocked my rear tire, and then he bent it all up. All right, but this is when I knew that something was wrong, because he did like a big U-turn into the parking lot area and then came back around to me. And I looked into his eyes. His eyes looked reptilian. So, chosen ones, be careful, because they are amongst us. They are walking the streets, right? It is said that the devil, Lucifer, Satan, has but a short time. So they might start to attack the righteous. They might attempt to start unaliving the righteous, which they've probably been doing since the beginning of time, right? But we need to be prayed up and be more careful. I'm not gonna lie, I need to be more careful. But I didn't know that people were targeting me. I just been trying to be a good soul, right? But yeah, we're going into some strange times. But there is a coup right now. Most of the world is under dictatorship, right? Most of the world is under dictatorship. Most of the world is under dictatorship, and I don't want you to be fooled. Yes, there is going to be a war, but the war overall is against the righteous. These leaders, they're all working for Lucifer, their queen. Right? I have to be honest with you guys. I have to be truthful and honest with you. I don't like to lie. They're all working for their queen, who is against the Most High, who you call God. Right? So she wants to fight a second fight. She wants this war. Right? So to get the Most High's attention, she's gonna be like, I'm going to unalive as much of his children as I can. The righteous, the different tribes. All right? And just like if you guys see my other video, my other short that I uploaded, the brother was saying that the different tribes are scattered all over the world, or all over this plane, all over this realm. So tribal wise, we're going to look like different shades and different complexions, right? But we are composed of the different tribes. Use discernment at this time. You got to use discernment, man, because it's going to be crystal clear who's righteous and who's not. But with this war stuff, let me just explain. As I said, this war stuff is not against countries necessarily. It is against the righteous. So if they can unalive as much of the Most High's children as they possibly can, they want to do that to get the Most High's attention to reignite the war. This war is because Lucifer feels like she has justification to once again be in the heaven, to be once again allowed into the heavenly realm. She wants to go back. She's upset. Her and all the demons and fallen angels that were banished here, they're upset about being banished here. So once they get a chance, that's what the whole Bible is about. So once they get a chance to reignite this war, right? They feel like they can be victorious and then overtake. Just like how they're pretty much overtaking this earth. Now they want to take over the other realm. They want to take over the heavens. You understand? That's what this whole thing is about. Lucifer and all the fallen angels, all the demons, all the aliens, they want to take over the realm that we know as heaven, to the other righteous and positive. But the angelic forces are not going to allow that to happen. All right? Trust me. They're not going to allow that to happen. All right? The Most High is not going to allow that to happen. But use your third eye. You're going to see these. You're going to see these Nephilim. You're going to see them. Some of them might shapeshift in front of you. Do not be scared. Some of them might start to break down in front of you. You're going to see it. Do not. This is not a time to be fearful. This is a time to be righteous and be prepared. You guys are going to see things you've never seen before. What are you going to do when y'all see the chariots come out of the sky? Listen, I'm going to be very, very honest too. I want you to be prayed up and be positive, because when the chariots come to take us, you do not want to be on this realm. You don't want to be on this plane when judgment comes. All right? When judgment comes, you do not want to be on this plane. You want to be hopeful that the chariots come and take you out of here before judgment hits this plane. You don't want to be here. Trust me. All right? You don't want to be amongst these people. That's what, listen, this is why they have their underground cities and bunkers. You understand? If these people were so uh, unafraid of the Most High, they wouldn't have bunkers and underground cities. They'd be like, we know we're going to win. There's no need for us to be scared, but they're scared because they know what they're dealing with. At the end of the day, they will talk. I got to be honest with you. They'll talk about all this stuff. It's just a lose-lose situation for them. All right, it's the truth. It's a lose-lose situation for them. All right, Lucifer, Tarnush, these demons, fallen angels, mankind that thinks that there's no God. It's a lose-lose situation for them. They're not going to win. I have to be honest with you. They're not going to win. Judgment is coming. I tell no lies. Right? But they have to fool you into thinking that they're going to be victorious against the Most High. Like their weapons are going to work against the Most High. Oh, man. Oh, Father. Like, I don't know. All right? But I'm just a man. I'm just trying to make it happen. But folks, you're going to see it for yourself. All right? When the chariots come out of the skies, you want to be hopefully lifted up by those chariots. You do not want to be on this plane when judgment comes. It's going to be crucial. You do not want to be here when judgment comes. All right? But keep in mind, all these world leaders, these are your 200 fallen angels. And now they are taking orders from Lucifer. Because Lucifer, listen, they might fight amongst themselves, right? Because they do. They fight amongst themselves, right? But what Lucifer is going to say, that she's going to be like, listen, our fight should be with the Most High because he banishes here. Instead of us fighting amongst ourselves, let's fight him. Do you understand? That's how it's going to play out. Lucifer is going to say, listen, let's not fight amongst each other for the scraps on earth. Let us fight the Most High so that we can return back to the heavenly realm. All right? That's what's going on here. Oh, man, I try to block people out of my video. But that's what's happening. All right? That's how it's going to play out. Mentally, physically, spiritually, all the things like that. This is how things are playing out. All right? This is what you're going to see play out. All right? But these world leaders, all it's about them having conflict with each other. All of that is BS. They're all working together. All of it. It's all BS. Their war, their fight is with the righteous. And they know that the different tribes, we are scattered all around the world, or all around this plane, right? So then that if they can unalive as much of us as they can, that way they can get the attention of the Most High. See how it works? So they can reignite this war, so they can try and return to the heavenly realm. All right? But the Most High is going to shut it down. Alright. Hopefully y'all hear me, man. Y'all be good, man, and be safe. Alright? Chosen ones, be safe, man. I seen the guy's eyes. He had snake eyes. He had snake eyes. And his skin was deteriorating. Right? Listen, the Bible is real. This stuff is real. Fallen angels, demons, that stuff is real. It's just technology that looks like magic. Just like how an unattractive woman can put on makeup and she looks attractive. Think of that in a metaphysical sense with their technology, with manipulating matter or the environment around them to make themselves look human. But in reality, a lot of them are not human. I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's real. Prepare yourself for these things. Some of y'all might have a heart attack when y'all see them for real. All right, peace and blessings. Be safe. I'm out. This the kid.